Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of CanalTown in City Skylines. Well, last episode guys, we did some beautiful expansions. We placed down more industrial areas than we ever have done before. Fixed a couple of issues, probably created some issues, but things are going swimmingly. The only issue we got right now is that we placed down so much industrial that they're now complaining that there's not enough buyers for the goods. Now there's two things, well there's three things you can kind of fix that with. One, place down more warehouses. It's a temporary fix, but once those warehouses are full, they're going to go back to complaining. Two, build more commercial. So they've got the buyers for the products within the city, but then that issue then kind of accounts to you need more residents, and it's a vicious cycle of unemployment, residents, needing more industry. You're always chasing your own tail. And the third one is to build more exports. Now, this is great until you don't have the capacity to get more exports out of the city. So either way, it's a bit of a tricky one. But today we're going to continue the expansions. We're trying to do a little bit here and there, trying to fix that. But I don't want to focus on it too much because what I really want to do is to be able to build a cargo airport, which also then means I wanted to build a passenger airport. So I might build my a new airport in the next episode. But today, I want to take a look at the ferries, create some new ferry lines, and all that jazz. If you are enjoying this series, then please make sure you smash the like button down below. If you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when the next episode does come out. Brave! And we're back. So yeah, you can see them all complaining right now. I don't really want to solve it too much because there's a few things that I do want to get done. I want to build my own airport, cargo airport and normal airport all combined in the same facility, which will be kind of fun and crazy to do. So yeah, I'll do what I can anyway to kind of get things rocking and rolling. But I want to first take a look at being able to build a new ferry system. Now currently, with the old ferries boys, you can see we have the green route. I think we've only got, is it 3 routes we've got in total? Let me check out the shippings. Yeah, 2 routes. So we've got this one big blue one. It kind of goes round, comes up to here, runs up to there, cuts through there, and it comes back down. Jazzy. We have the green route, which kind of goes up to university, comes through the city, tears through, almost does a little bit of a crisscross with the blue line. They don't share any stops, I believe, but they do a little bit of a crisscross here and there. So we got a stop there and a stop there, which is they're able to walk to it. There's a stop there and a stop there. They're able to walk to it. It's not too far away if I want to kind of crisscross. But I want to do some going in the opposite direction. So where we got this green route and the ships are coming this way, I want to have another route going this way. Because we have a stop there we can utilize. I could potentially bring it all the way down and just do some stuff. I don't know. We're going to try and figure that out for ourselves right now and try and incorporate some of the new canals that we've recently built. So with that said, if I'm coming up that way, then I want to go this way around. So I can have a stop here. I do want to put like a passenger harbour here as well to kind of really bring more tourists in. So if I was to add a stop here, we've got these beautiful little canal stops right now. I'm going to pause the game while I do this, by the way. So I've got a little freedom to kind of build. So add that one in there. So going this way, we're going to come up to here, which logically you would do a crisscross just there. Is that too far away to get sucked in? Oh no. Okay, so it looks like I can't have it there opposite it because it won't snap onto the road. But what I could do is just stagger it like that for it to snap on just there. We then have a stop just here, so I might be able to get away with a stop just there before they head out of this area. So we really are staggering everything right now. We have a stop here, so we'll do a right turn there and stop there. Coming down, there's a stop here, which I think will be great to then add a stop just there. Them ones are staggered as well, which makes sense to why I didn't do it like that. Now, this is the difference. Where this one then goes this way, I could make it do that, but if I'm following the opposite way, it might take some off the current green route. I want to see if I can also try and intertwine and connect it to the blue route. So if I stopped there and then came down and had a stop, let's say here, we were also then complementing the bus route. So we're coming tearing through there. Now it's up to us to where we exactly go. So logically, it would be great if I could bring it down here, go this way, right? Maybe come, go slap around this way, back up to end in that direction. So coming down to here, I'm now on this side there. So both of these would be a good shout. If I added it, because there's, hang on, where's there a stop here? There's a stop just there. So we come down to here. I can have a stop just there. So we intertwines with all three stops again. So the two lines, sorry. Crisscrosses. Right, skadoodles out. Logically, it would probably be a good idea to have a stop here somewhat. To kind of pick up a few peeps from this. I know there's a stop over there, and I feel like it's a little bit too far away to try and get something in. But at the same time, the road is too far away for the connectivity of all of this. So, and I also need to add some roads in here to get it all in too. So I think now we're going back to building roads. So the industrial style road, if I had this run into here, which means deleting some of this right now. Oh, wrong. No, I pressed play. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm such a noob. I'm such a noob right now. There we go. What I was trying to do was delete this. These power lines. I'll add it all back in. I'll add it all back in. But what I'm trying to do there is to run this to a certain extent so I can kind of connect you all back in. It doesn't really run perfect, but try that again. Right, if I just run that to there, and then the big industrial road going across, bam, and then keep it somewhat going, we get to work with all of this. So you, I'm assuming down to here is going to be fine to get it all back up. But it's more the fact that it gives us the ability to kind of have on the end of the road here, or this side, a little bit of a ferry stop. So if I drop that there, just a nice kind of addition. And it would make sense then to maybe add an additional stop or two for the industrial. So if I had, for this line I mean, so if I add one there and if I added one just here, so two additional stops on this free stop run. So if I ever get one coming in this way, we can do the same on the other side. Just to kind of make it more connected, and the crisscross is a lot easier for these two lines. Now, granted, I'm not going to have anything down here because we haven't really got anything going on just yet. So it will just run up and connect back to there. So it is what it is on that sense. So if I create a stop here, this then should run. Oh, I don't want it to go that way. I kind of want it to go through here. So I might have to put like a little bit of a fake stop down right now. So if I just quickly grab a road, and if I just go ahead and create a rectangle here. Right, this will be a fake stop. There'll be nothing really going on here. It's just to kind of squeeze in a stop. So back to here. Let me cancel that and then start again. So that then goes over to here. Oh, is it now on the opposite side? I'm so dumb. Actually, what I'll do is I'll place it there. Get rid of that one. Right, let's try that again. To there. I'll do something over in this area anyway. So then that oh, these don't even connect. Right, any more issues we're gonna have? Any more issues that you know you could let me know about? So there. So then that would obviously go to. Oh no, I'm creating a new line. Right, this annoys me. This completely annoys me. Right, now we should be able to do it. There to there, which then we have a stop to there, to there. I've got to delete all the roads around it as well. To there, 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 and then we complete the line just there. Beautiful. So it's quite a wide one, but it kind of clips a few of the edges. It kind of goes up quite some distance and whatnot, but you have other lines that tear through the middle of it. So we have the shipping line coming through here. We've got a couple of bus routes that tear through as well. And when I build more down here, I'll have another one that kind of cuts through and goes other places too. But it should complement the area quite nice. We're also going to make sure that this blue stop connects onto these 2 new stops. So now I've got to go through each one. I need to unhook the road and delete it. Where's that next one? Just here. Boom. So I ain't going to worry about this one over here because I'm not really utilizing it or using it at all. So I ain't stressed about that. There we go. So now we've got to go through each one of these. So we had one just here. Gone. Running up here right now, there is a stop just there. Ouch. That wasn't meant to happen. Running up this way, there's a stop just here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to unlock the segment. Why can't I get it? This is annoying. No, I don't want to delete it. Excuse me, no! Unlock. And that was very difficult to do that, wasn't it? That was a lot more difficult than it should have been. Okay, glorious. So that one's already in place, ain't got to do anything about that. We then have one just here. No stress, no dramas, and then we have, I think this is the last one here, right? Unlock. There we go. No, this is the last one here, sorry. This is the last one just there. There we go. So we should be okay right now. We should be okay. I'm going to quickly go to that new route, which is line 3, and change it to... Oh, which one is it? It's the Spree one, isn't it? Yeah, the Spree one. And that's going to drop on 7 boats on that line. I might up it to 10 because of the current length of that line right now. Now, I won't check out the other lines and see if I need to add any more ferries on it, because I know this new line is going to take some customers or passengers away from the other ones. So there's no point me currently checking them out. There's no point me even having that set up right now, I don't think. Or, do you know what, I actually will. Just because I have that feeling that that's going to break my whole ferry system. So everything else should be okay. There's nothing out of the ordinary that I placed in that wouldn't have any power or water or anything like that. So we should be able to get away with the majority of all of this. So it's just a case of now we just play the waiting game. Oh, we've got to get these connected back up. Play the waiting game to get it running in its get the full steam on the go, and we'll see what happens. We're actually getting passengers using the new stops along here, and the same for this one, I assume. Yeah, which is great to see. So no dramas, right? No dramas. Now, I did say I'm going to have to stick a roundabout over here right now, but I've been watching this for quite some time, and what I did is I added in some lane management just to kind of ease the burden a little bit more. I kind of made the right lanes the straight on and right, just to kind of allow the traffic to flow through a little bit easier, and that's kind of seemed to have helped. We'll still keep an eye on it. If it starts backlogging, then I'll do something about it, but right now, I'm going to leave it as it is. So, that new ferry system is going to be really interesting. It really is going to be interesting right now. There's already lots of people waiting up, which is great. So now I'm going to build the passenger ferry line in. So to squeeze this in, we don't actually have one of these, a passenger harbour. So I want to get this in around here, but I'm going to try and do it by clipping to a road. So if I come down by 5 and then go to there, run this 5 maybe down to here as well. I reckon I'm pushing the boundaries a little bit too much there. And then squeeze this in. Same again. Unclip it all. Delete the road. Oh, I deleted too much there. I thought there was more to delete. There we go. Get you connected. And then, of course, we place down the remainder of the commercial that we can squeeze in within this vicinity. So I'll go to there with that as well. We'll build just there. Utilize that space. So it's a great way to bring passengers in, and obviously they're going to be hitting the commercial area of the tourists straight away. There's a ferry system just there for a stop. There's one just over here. If they really want to walk, there's one just over there as well. So it's all there for them. It's all there for them, so it's not crazy. We'll now officially start seeing ships coming back up here again, which is actually quite exciting, because since we got rid of the cargo harbour that was over here and we replaced it down to there, we haven't really seen any boats coming up the river right now. So do I add in some more warehouses? It would make sense. It would be a good idea. But the same thing's going to happen. It will solve the issue for a little bit and then it will come back. So I can pull it in these areas where we have the train line tearing over the top. And then each one, we want to make sure that it's select to stored resource of commercial zone goods. So nice little area here I've stored. It's only small, but at least this commercial area have a lot of commercial zone goods nearby. I could even, if I wanted to, just bulk out the rest of this just to kind of utilize the space. But I don't really know what's going to come from that kind of zoning just there. We'll see. We'll see. So these have a capacity of 50. We're probably going to need a lot more ferries on this line, just because of how long it actually is. I just have that feeling. I just have that feeling. So you should see a little bit of traffic right now build around this area as they bring all the goods over here, which should get rid of some of these little icons because they think they can sell it, but once they're filled up, these icons will come back. You need to be able to sell it. We need more commercial. You need more exports on the go. That's what we need. It's what we need. So I'm going to fill the remainder of these areas right now with a little bit of residential. Delete this. Let's see how far I can zone this. All low density residential. Going all the way up. I might as well just finalize these areas real quick. This one should be okay with the power. There we go. Lots of residential coming in, hot and heavy. So it is quite a lot to add in. Don't get me wrong. It is quite a lot to add in. Power connects over to there, which is connected over to there, which is connected over there. So in reality, I shouldn't need this power section there, that power line. I shouldn't need it. So that will grow the residential on this side, producing more workers. Which we could do a little bit more. I mean, the unemployment's still at 3%, so... But it might provide a few more shoppers for this area. Right now, they have to hit the road. I might eventually connect these roads over to make it a little bit more connected. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. So, now we're starting to see a lot more traffic. Because I dropped those warehouses down, you can see all the industrial areas pump out as much traffic as they possibly can. Because they're now going to try and fill these warehouses all up. But it's okay. Right, we got our first cruise ship on the way in yet? Not yet. Not yet, guys. But that will be interesting to see. Right, let's fast forward this for a bit. Let's actually get some speed on the go and get some progress being currently made right now. So while all that happens, right, while we let the game settle with some of the stuff that we've done, while we let the new ferry system kind of tick its way through and whatnot, we'll see what we can get up to. You can see the amount of people waiting at these stops shows us that that ferry system needs more ferries. Oh, are we breaking our electricity right now? We are. We need more electricity. So we're going to get another solar panel farm on the go. That should provide the electricity that they require. There we go. So we was literally on the edge. We was literally on the edge. So back to the Royal Star Road, because I'm just loving these designs. Loving these designs. I want to try and add a little bit more to this area. So if I was to keep the grid, I don't know how far I would kind of take it. Unless I didn't keep the grid and then kind of ran with this. But then we've got these. Does that road run to there? It pretty much almost does. So I'm going to bring this to here. Right. And we will elevate up. Now, it is a little bit wonky, so it's not perfect, but if I slightly move it down like that, we have this little crisscross going over. Now, if I can replicate that and a few more, which will be quite good. Over to like this. And then bring it back down to 0. I can maybe get this to run into this here. So if that came out, that is a 24. So if I came by a 14, I could get a nice little 10 by 10 bend to run into this. Oh, I'll get to there, that's fine. Straight in, mate. So we get these little flows going through. And I don't know if I'm about to squeeze one in there for this one to there, because of how close that distance is. What I could do is actually just delete a little bit. I mean, I don't want to delete too much because, you know, danger. Bring it to here almost. Rural. So it gives me a little bit more space to play with. Well, I can put it back into play mode right now. There's no issues. Bring that back down to 0. And then, does this actually even... Oh, it's close. So if I brought that there, we'll probably have to make the bend a little bit different. So 4. Where's the 4 there? 4 by 4. Connect into there. Just move this over a bit. I'll say to about here. And then that's probably as much as I'll do. I won't do any more. Because this whole area is a little bit funky anyway. With all the different angles and like lines and whatnot. But I kind of like it like that. So we will now... I mean, I could run a road going through it all. But I think I'm not going to, like, straight. We'll come back onto this in just a minute. So if I go up by a 10... by a 10... by a 10, we've almost got the ability here to create a grid. So let us bring it to there. And we'll use maybe 1 or 2 of these roads to bend all the way down into it. But I'm going to try and see what I can do here. So 32. So 10. By 10-ish. It's a little bit over, but it's okay. So what's this here then? Is that a 10 by 5? That runs into there. So where does this one then come from? 9-ish by there. We'll go with that. That's fine. And this will be quite fun to wiggle a little road from here to there. If we use the connection tool, I like the little bend on it. So the grids change, the flows change, but the roads all intertwine and connect. And I can do like a bunch of cul-de-sacs or something on the end, just to kind of finish it all off, which would be quite nice. So if I ran this, I wonder if I can, so it can do if I can run it straight, and then. Is there a bend involved here? Where's your 10 marker? So I'll just go here. And if I just go there, I could run in just there. That's glorious. And I'll be happy to end it like that. I really would. So, I'm going to cul-de-sac all this. Right? And we'll end it like this. And we'll keep going around the edges as it starts to bend away. Ever so slightly. As suburbia hits the river. And I think that would be just a nice way to kind of end that area. That's beautiful. I like it. Makes this all intertwined and connected a bit more, so we should then start to see people... I mean, the bridges aren't the best, but we should start to see people crossing over, so this will give this area more shoppers. Even when we do build up the residential over in this side. So, like I said, the problem is now back. We've filled the warehouses, and there you go. The problem... I told you that's exactly what will happen. But it's not the end of the world. We know why it's happening. We understand. But at least I've got some more commercial goods stored locally. So if they ever do run out the commercial areas, there's some goods stored nearby. Have we seen cruise ships on the way up? Oh, there we go. Cruise ships on the way. Cruise ships on the way, boys. So is this our first one? Is it taken this long, or is there been others? I don't know. So... do you reckon we give it enough time right now for them ferries to go round and round the merry-go-round? Probably. So we'll take a look at what's going down. So line 1. We've got 23 on there. We've got the maximum. And that looks like it's doing okay. So line 2. Not quite the maximum, but there's a lot of people waiting. So we'll increase this to the maximum. And then line 3, our brand new line. We'll increase this to 20. So we'll double it with what we currently got so we can ship more people. And then we'll come back and take a look at that. So one of those lines already maxed out. I can't get any more in. It is what it is. But it just shows you how we need to connect these areas up a bit more. And it could be a case of you got to check the bus routes as well. So line 1, we'll start here. Now, we've got 900 people waiting at this one stop. So I'll add in an extra couple of 7 buses to take the heat off it. Line 2. Same again over here. I don't like adding so many buses because of literally the demand it puts on the road. This one's okay. And finally number 4. Could probably do with a few more as well. Now the problem is, the more public transport you add in, the more areas that you service, the more lines that you crisscross, the more efficient your public transport becomes, thus more people use it, meaning more people at the stops, thus needing more vehicles to be able to handle the backlog in them. It's a never-ending cycle, but I mean, metros would be the one. We don't have a single metro in the game right now. I've kind of tried to avoid using it for something a little bit different that will complement the canals. Because if I add metros in, it will kill off the buses and it will kill off the ferries. So it's a case of, I could add metro in to make it efficient and there'll be no issues. But I kind of want the boats going through the ferries. You know what I mean? So it's a tricky one. It's like, do I go for efficiency or do I go for the theme of the city? You know what I mean? It's a tough one. It is a tough one to kind of like... It's an urge you want to build the metro line, you really do. But you got to kind of hold back on it a little bit. So this is going pretty swimmingly right now. This is going pretty swimmingly. We could do with more commercial jobs, so I could build a little bit more of the commercial area. So we'll just kind of build to this little section and probably no further as we fill the rest of it with residential. Now, we don't have any public transport coming through here, except, obviously, the 2 stops just there. And the 2 stops there. So, I don't know if they'll walk from there to there. I don't know if they would even want to, but, like, I'm just thinking about servicing this area. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking of. I mean, I could add buses in for a little bus route around here. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. But we'll see what happens when we get more people transported anyway. Right, is there anywhere else I can squeeze some commercial in to spend those demands? Or is demands kind of dropping down? The more commercial I get, every extra commercial I get in is more goods to be sold. So you just got to be a bit careful. So yeah, we've got no water over here. So let's quickly fill this area up. That should cover it all. Glorious. And then we should take a look at a little bit of a look at the leisure, because we don't really have any leisure stuff added in. So stuff like a floating calf, stuff that actually floats on the water, is actually not a bad idea. It really it's not really a bad idea. It's just a case of how far do you want to take all this stuff. Jet ski rentals on the canal. Fishing tours is actually a pretty good one. Now, it doesn't really add that much in terms of leisure. Oh, actually, it's 100 entertainment. But it's not enough to kind of satisfy the big areas. You know what I mean? Like, I can see us having a bunch of fishing tours. Which kind of makes sense. But none of it is groundbreaking to a sense that, OMG, it's added so much leisure in the area. As it would do, say, a bouncy castle or a carousel. So the bouncy castle is 125. The carousel is 150, right? Now, if I was to squeeze one of these bad boys in, like, for example, if I take this corner here, that should raise the area quite considerably. You know what I mean? If I did the same over here as well, if I put it here, because there's a lot of commercial in this area anyway. Raise the good stuff. If I build one just here, maybe just underneath here. It's all geared towards some of the commercial. You could go OTT with all of this, you really could. You really could. You could get carried away. I know I've got to build pedestrianised areas and stuff like that. Look at these. This with the mid-century content pack. Like little hotels and stuff. This is stuff that, again, I haven't really checked out. Curbs. We have the mothership. Is that the thing that goes like at the LAX? Roadside diners. Oh my goodness me. So much if you get add in. But you can get too carried away. I do want to create some pedestrianised areas at some point, but I'm not too sure where I'm actually going to put them down. Right, anyway. It's going, it's rocking, it's a-rolling again. So, next episode then, we place a little bit more commercial down. We place some warehouses down. All little stuff to kind of help out the industrial area. But we do need some more exports, which is what we're going to be focusing on next episode. I'm not too sure where I'm going to build it. I don't know whether I want to build the airport here. I was going to maybe build something over there, but I feel like, one, it's a little bit too out of the way, and two, I got better plans for this kind of section. I kind of want it surrounded by the highways and the roads for the connectivity. There's a train line here for the cargo. I don't know. Things could change, but this is what I got to work with. So we'll see what happens. We'll ultimately just see what happens. But things are looking pretty good, guys. They are looking pretty good right now. We've still got those commercial demands still increasing, which is good for us, considering that we still need to spend more of this industrial demand. But we get some imports and exports first. What is the unemployment saying? 3%. Still got a lot of people who could potentially get jobs. It's just down to them. We got lots of waits right now on the old ferry system. Are you stuck? What's going on? Is this vehicle stuck? I think it is. Alright, people can... There we go. I think that vehicle was stuck then, guys. That was weird. Really weird. Which has now probably caused issues for this line. We'll keep our eye on that. We'll keep our eye on that. I still haven't seen a boat coming up here. Okay, there we go. There we go, boys. But like I said, we're going to end it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash the like button down below. Until next time.